the Bat Boy.
Yeah, I'd fly her out to come see me be Bat Boy. Would you not? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be a big deal.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Mama, get on the plane. I'm going to be the Bat Boy.
Yeah, you got to come to this one.
Misanthropic. What is a misanthropic?
That's Mr. Anthropic's wife. You didn't like that joke? Dude, how awesome was that?
They're like, what is Jared doing? He's sitting on the ground.
Oh, no, that's the guy that's supposed to say if it's a home run or not.
Back there waving. Yeah. Hey, Mama, Daddy, I'm right back here.
Is he waving at his parents or saying that was a home run? They would tell like the water boy, hey, you got to go stand about 300 foot out there. And if it goes over your feet, if it lands past your feet,
it's a home run.
Up as a home run. He's getting bored out there swatting flies. They're like, hey, what was that? Dude. You know Mike Trout?
Yep, Mike Trout played for the Angels.
Yeah, still does.
And they had a statue of a trout. That you could get a little bobblehead trout.
Did they really?
Yeah, you could get it at the actual Angels game.
Oh.
You could get a bobblehead trout, and then they also had a Mike Trout. That was an actual person bobblehead.
Yeah.
So you're not going to pick Texas, huh?
My
You're not going to
mind
pick with your
thinks-
emotion. You're going to pick with your.
Not picking with my heart.
You're going to pick with your brain now. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know that that's any better. You like that, Min?
The picture's not looking very good. Like you're looking kind of blurry there.
What? I had a long night last night. That's not the camera. That's me. No.
Texas is just going to show them how it is. You know, they're not. They've never played anybody. Blah 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 blah.
Do you know the beginning of the year? Like this could be your true Cinderella if they keep it closer win. But you know, the beginning of the year in the Big 12 conference, they were picked last.
I heard that.
They were picked to finish last. But what I would say is, show the record of against 500 and below teams. Like that was to favor Alabama right there.
Yeah, it was that was an Alabama story right there.
Because if you look at that, you go, well, oh, they have a better record against above 500 teams, 5-1.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Let's show under 500. Well, I got a question on that. Can a nerd be you're nerdy though? Can you be a redneck?
I think you could be both. I don't think it's mutually exclusive.
You can be, but okay, no, that was a legit question. If I was at that game, every Thanksgiving, my family would hear it. Hey, Joe, know I was at the ice bowl? It was one cold game.
It's the only thing first thing you talk about the family gathering. Hey, everybody, I just want to tell you all that story about how I went to the ice bowl like 1967. Yeah, you told us that story last time, Grandpa. You gonna grow you a Raleigh Fingers mustache?
I probably could. I actually bet I could.
You probably could. You got a lot of hair on that face.
Let's cover up the ugly.
That makes two of us. I trimmed mine up, and I'm starting to realize the ugly's all exposed right now. Perfect. Like, I mean, it's like 30 feet away.
Yeah,
like,
it was a long
no way
putt.
I could make that putt, right? So, like, impossible.
I'm not saying she didn't do anything amazing because who her dad is, but like if he lined any one of us up, I bet we make it.
You think so?
Oh, man. Come on. Oh, he's tearing up. I think I would too, because you just made a bunch of money. I don't blame him, man. It looks like he is, maybe not.
Or he's tearing up because now he has to go play for the Titans.
Got some names coming in.
Romeo's Juliet. I like that one.
Yeah, I like Glue Factory. But
Barry Lurd. Ross, glad to have you, buddy.
Yeah.
Glad to have you watching the show today.
Barry Lurd's good. See, that's awesome.
That's a good one. I like Barry Lurd. I think I'll go with that one instead of Homer Simpson.
Cool. He doesn't know anything about basketball, but he said, I always... Today he heard some guys talking, and he just threw that in there. He goes, Duke's going to go all the way. So he said, that's my one-liner. for the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to walk up to people talking basketball.
Rooting issue.
Yeah, it was.
Live from high atop Scotch Social Media Studios in the heart of the Cedar City, just outside of America's Music City,
This is the one, the only Mike and Jrod Show. With your hosts, Michael Clay and Jarod Scott.
What's up, Jarod? I was mesmerized. Sorry, with your deep. You sound deeper. Your voice sounds deeper.
Do I sound sexier?
No. No, not at all.
You know, it's from all that screaming at the AC/DC concert last
yeah.
night.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Welcome in to the show, show 37. Deep voice Jarod is here.
Deep voice Jarod.
The audience is.
I promise I won't sing any AC/DC songs live on the show. Promise.
That might be fun.
I don't know about
that. Might be a good time. Yeah. Yeah. So welcome, show. What I say? I don't think I said the wrong number. Show 35. I think I said 37. I don't remember though. To be honest, I wasn't listening.
We're tallying him up pretty quick.
Yeah. No, it is show 35.
And you're making an exception, I think, was the little hint that you were telling me. This is going to be a unique choice of selection today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different naming or an honoring this show. Before we get into who we are going to name and honor the show after, we'll go through some notable 35s because this guy that we're going to call it after, I don't think he
not
has
really a 35, huh?
Yeah, I don't think so. But so some notable 35s, and we always like to throw them out there each show. We go with the best athlete or real good athletes we remember, or may even be present time athletes right now that wear or wore the jersey number 35. First off, I got in the NBA Kevin Durant, and I think he's still playing. KD.
Oh, KD. Yeah, he's big time.
Yeah. Do you know he's 6'11", but he has a 7'5" wingspan?
Wow. 7'5". He's like a.
I mean, he could probably put one hand.
He's like an eagle.
Yeah.
He's like an eagle.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So his wingspan is greater than his height. Is that math right? Really?
Yeah. And typically your wingspan is about your height, is what they claim.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't.
Never measured. Have you measured your wing?
I don't think I have either. They just said.
Measure that wingspan.
Yeah. Other 35s, Major League Baseball. We got Ricky Henderson. He is still the all-time steals leader in Major League Baseball. And he holds the all-time single-season steals in a season with 130.
Well, it's all about baseball right now anyway, right?
Yeah.
The audience obviously thinks so too. How about that?
We're baseball season, college and pro. Another Major League Baseball. This is for the old folks that watch our show, Yogi Berra.
Yogi.
And not the one that steals picnic baskets. He played for the Yankees.
That's Yogi Bear, not Yogi Berra.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Those of us in the South, though, I don't know. Maybe you just say Yogi Berra.
Yeah. Hey, boo-boo. What do you say, me and you? Go get some picnic basket?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember, isn't Boo Boo's like a high voice, isn't he? Like, hey, yes, Yogi. Yeah, he's like the little dude, right?
He's a cub, I guess, still.
Yeah, the little bear cub.
Another 35. Staying in baseball, Justin Verlander, who pitched for the Detroit Tigers.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go down this rabbit hole.
Well, Justin Verlander, while you're looking at a rabbit hole, is married to Kate Upton.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, he's a lucky dude. I don't know. Maybe I don't know her personality. Personality does matter.
Right.
Looks are not everything.
That's right.
I mean, that's why I love you.
That's pretty good, man.
I'm not sure why you love me because I don't have neither one, but that's okay.
Hello, Shane Rollins. Thanks for watching, man. He says, hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo.
Let's see. Another 35. This is from my wife, Frank Thomas. Played with the White Sox. He's an honorable number 35 since this is show 35. And then the last one I'm going to mention before we get to who we're going to name the show after.
Before we move on, how do Chicago people make a decision about which team they support, whether it's the White Sox or the Cubs.
All right, it's a
Is
location.
it where you're located in Chicago?
Yeah, north side and south side.
So north side is
Anything north of, and I wish my wife was watching.
she could tell all the
Or
details.
my father-in-law, yeah. So anything north of like downtown, and then everything north, which would be like.
Yeah, because the new pope I thought was a Cubs fan.
No, I think he's White Sox. I believe.
Oh, is he?
I think so. Yeah, he's south side. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I think it's Chicago Avenue is the kind of the. I think it is because it runs east and west, if I remember right.
So he is a White Sox
Yeah,
fan.
yeah. So, yeah, that if north side and there.
Oh, there's a video showing him in 2005 at the World Series.
At the World Series. He must have been a young. Well,
Man,
was that 20 years ago?
young. He's an old
He's
dude right
still
now.
old,
So
yeah. So probably in his 50s then.
interesting.
And then this is a local tie, number 35.
So is it based on where the river goes? What is that big river there?
No, that's down 55. It might be.
Like 55
That's the
and
Chicago River.
The Chicago River.
Yeah,
Huh?
that may be your cutoff. I thought it was a little further up with 270.
And then
or
there's another river
290.
that goes north. Is that also the Chicago River as well?
Man, I don't know.
You were too busy doing
Yeah,
Second
yeah, it
City to
is.
worry
See how
about
it
that.
curves
Huh?
around? Yeah, yeah. That's the Chicago River. It goes all the way through.
Is that that's the one that they turn green, right?
Yeah, yeah. For St. Patrick's Day. So
And so it comes out in Chicago, but it
like-
also comes out again up north, huh?
yeah, dang, it goes on up to Evanston.
The Baha'i House of Worship, Gibson Park.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, that doesn't look like. So it's not really deep at that point. I guess it's like more of like a shallow marina area.
Yeah. So,
Do they have barges? I'm sure they have barges that go on the river, right?
yeah, I
Like
believe
it's large
so.
enough for actual
Oh yeah, no, it's a good sized river.
commerce.
Yeah, yeah, and once you get on down, going west, I guess it gets real industrial on the river.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. If you go too far west, you don't want to be in that part of town.
So
the
the
you're
Chicago
getting on
River
to
ends up going.
Joliet.
Where does it go? Peoria
Oh, does it turn into the Illinois River?
to the Illinois River.
Huh.
So there
you
was a
go.
guy that I work with at the real estate office that bought a boat in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and his goal is to take that boat all the way around the East Coast. So you
Okay.
can actually, there's a water travel path that you can go that will go from Chicago all the way down to the Gulf. And then you go around the
Yep.
bottom at the Gulf and then go up the East Coast and then go all the way back up and come back down to Chicago.
Somebody, yes,
What is
somebody.
that called? I can't remember what it's called now.
I don't know, but one of Mandy's, I want to say her dad's, my father-in-law's friends, he did it.
Oh, he
and
did it?
videoed it. He went from Chicago down to the Gulf Coast, and he went through the Cumberland River here in that, our area.
Who is our fan that's in the boat?
My cousin Sean.
Sean,
is somewhere way down there.
So
in the
he
bo-
hasn't done it then.
No. No.
He's out. He's down
He
in
wants
the
to be in warm
Caribbean.
weather. Yeah, he
He's not going
bounces
to
around.
deal with that cold weather up
Yeah,
north.
and I don't blame him. I wouldn't either.
If you got a boat where you want to put that boat, I won't put it
Yeah.
down south.
Yeah, I don't want icebergs, and I don't want cold weather.
Yeah, because if you're going in the top, you got to go all the way up, don't you?
Yeah, I don't want to do none of that. I want to be warm.
For some reason, I was thinking there was a waterway you could take from New York, and it would take you up to the Great Lakes.
I'm sure. I don't know for sure though. But last 35 that
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Once again, down a rabbit hole.
But this is a
hey,
local
boo-boo.
Yep. Local tie. You're actually wearing not the number but you're wearing a Predator jersey. He is a Predator Pecorino. And I probably would have named this show after him if
Pecorine, huh?
Renee, or however you say it.
Pecorine?
Yeah, Pecorine.
The Intercoastal Waterway, the Great Loop. That's what it's called, the Great Loop.
Yeah, which I'd say Pekka was probably the best goalie that the Predators have ever had in their short history. He and I think they made a statue
Pekka.
of him.
Oh, P-E-K-K.
Yeah,
P-E-K-K-A. Pecorine?
I thought you were a Predator. Yeah, he just retired.
I'm old school Predators. He's a newer.
Yeah, man.
I'm all the way back to 2-2.
Yeah. Did you watch when they went to the 05 to 2010?
05. Let's see, what was I doing?
Was that the
05?
Predators? No. When was he with the Predators?
Played his first 2 NHL games during the 05-06 season.
Yeah.
December of 05 with the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
So he's been with a few different teams.
Well, he was with them when they went to the Stanley Cup. He was the goalie then.
Milwaukee Admirals.
That's the minor league team that feeds the Predators.
Ah, interesting.
Yep. So, yeah, he's another one that wore 35. Probably would have named the show after him just because the local tie. But since I'm going to go with...
He was part of the Oulun Karpat, which is a Finnish professional ice hockey team.
Yeah, he's Finland. He's from Finland.
That's a weird looking... What is that?
Looks like a weasel or a...
It does. That's weird.
I'm not sure what it is.
And then he was also
maybe.
part of the Dynamo Minsk.
Minsk. Now that's what or am I thinking mink?
Mm,
I don't know.
interesting.
So let's see here. So this week, one of my favorite characters.
How many people are in a NHL draft?
Oh gosh, man.
He was 258th. What was Mr. Irrelevant in football?
7 rounds with 30.
200 and... Is it like 260 something?
So 250, yeah. It's about the same. I think
so he's pretty close to Mr. Irrelevant then.
Yeah.
Man, he did pretty good for that, huh?
Yeah. No, that is good. NHL is more like Major League Baseball where they have minor league teams. So you get drafted, you go down to the minor leagues first and work your way up unless you're
They unveiled an 11-foot, 11 inches statue of him?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how good he was, dude.
How did I miss this?
That's what, it blows my mind that you had no idea who he is.
What was I doing in 05?
He was there longer in 05. That's when he...
I'm just trying to think of where I was and what I was doing. I might have been in California when all that was happening.
Yeah.
Or having babies. You kind of lose track of the world when you have babies.
Yeah.
The world becomes less important for a little while.
That's right. So moving on, of who we're going to honor this show after.
So we're going to talk about your boy.
Yep. He passed away. Well, I didn't know him. He passed away this week, but he was one of my favorite characters on one of my all-time favorite shows, which will also ask you if you're watching Good Evening Millennium Workshop. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, good evening to you.
I do. So this is going to tie in with our other part of our show here shortly. We'll talk.
Okay, perfect.
Glad
Hang
to
in
have
there.
you.
Yeah. So if you're watching, chime in. I'm going to ask this question. What was your favorite sitcom growing up? 80s, 90s-ish? It could be any time, but that's our range. This guy was my favorite character from my favorite show of that time, Cheers. Norm Peterson. So we're going to call this the Norm Peterson Show. So his real name was George Wendt. You know we can hear that.
Yep.
Okay.
Afternoon, everybody.
Yep.
Norm.
Yep. So he was born October 17th, 1948, and he died May 20th, 2025, this week. 76 years old, and you were speaking the north side, south side. He was born on the south side of Chicago.
Oh, wow. A tie there.
Yep.
Huh?
And the area of Beverly. It's a small area called Beverly in the south side of Chicago. He
Is Beverly like the equivalent of like Franklin to Nashville? Is it
possibly.
a fancy area?
No. Southside's blue collar.
Oh, is it?
That whole yeah. I mean, there's some decent areas, but are nice, but
Beverly, Illinois, right?
yeah. Let's see.
Oh, so it's out in the country. That's not right. That's not the right Beverly.
Yeah, no.
It'd
I
be
don't know
Beverly,
where you're at.
Chicago?
Yeah, like it's not.
It's
like
part of Chicago. It's
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
area of Chicago.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So it's like I don't know, like 4 blocks? 3 blocks? Large blocks. Those are large blocks.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's multiple blocks within that block.
Yeah.
So he would have been a White Sox fan then, I
Yeah.
guess.
White Sox fan.
So that really is weird that I say it. So it's really is tied to where you're physically raised.
Yeah. No, it is. It sure is. It is one of those. Yeah, it's a location where you're raised, and that's who you're going to pull for. And they pull hard. Like it is. If you're White Sox, you're like, I hate the Cubs. If you're Cubs, you're like, spit on the White Sox.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge. But they all come together for the Bears, Bulls, and Blackhawks. But in baseball, it is, when it comes to baseball season, then there's a split.
So this kind of goes back to the whole conversation you and I had. My wife and I were talking about this too, with the whole, hey, baseball is like the national pastime, and me realizing that baseball players play all year long.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there is no spring ball, there is no fall ball, there is no.
No.
It is all year ball. I don't know how I didn't realize this. You know, baseball starting out was like spring training is in February. They report for training in February,
Yeah.
and then they're going all the way till November.
Yeah, World Series ends in November.
Now, I mean, I would love to have a couple months off. I mean, I guess teachers get that in the summer, but
Yeah.
dude, that's out of all the sports,
Yeah, it's a long season.
that's grueling. That's
Yeah.
grueling.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my wife. I was like, "Oh, I mean, that's they're gonna play in the heat of the summer." She's like, "Oh, they play at night."
Yeah. Sometimes day.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have
think
day
it's all
games.
night games.
No, it's not.
Oh, and
It's
it's like
not.
100 and something games until you realize, hey, they're playing 100 and something games and they're practicing between all those games. That's brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've had someone said Seinfeld, which that's a classic, right?
Oh yeah, have favorite
Sitcom.
90s sitcoms?
Yeah, Seinfeld. We've had Home Improvement and Full House.
Reagan can't decide. Oh,
Yeah.
Reagan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share the
So,
picture. I'm gonna share the picture of everybody so everybody can see Reagan.
But
Reagan's like, no.
yeah, I don't know if I'd do that if he don't want it.
It was back when he was good looking. Kind of like me back when I was good looking when we were young.
Yeah, I wouldn't recognize him off that.
I mean, he looks like legendary in that picture.
I
won't do it unless he says it's
yeah,
okay.
I also big Saved by the Bell fan.
Oh yeah, dude. There
And-
was like I watched this this video clip where they were talking about how Zach is like the meanest dude on the planet.
Really?
Oh, they were brutal.
Really?
And I didn't even think about it, but then you start watching it, it's like, oh man, you ain't kidding.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding. Yeah, Reagan's like, yeah, it's fine to show that picture. I'm good looking in that picture.
We all were when we were younger.
Yeah, we were all good looking back then. But yeah, it's like they were like talking. Oh yeah, he was a womanizer. He was an abuser. He was this.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
wow, that is brutal, absolutely brutal.
That's crazy.
And I never thought of it that way, right? But the actual actor who did the acting for the show was like, yeah. I'm like, dude, did you just like put your character in the pit of hell?
Oh, you're saying the guy?
There
that
he is.
played
There's
Zach?
everybody. There's the great ray gun right there. cool man Joe.
Also liked, and I don't know.
Oh, Magnum PI, Love Boat, and Fantasy Island. Oh, now Jason's
He's a
age
little
is
old.
coming
I was
out,
gonna
isn't
say,
it?
that's an older fella right
Oh,
there.
Jason's
Yeah.
age is coming out.
Yeah, that's an older fella.
See, Jason looks good for his age. That's why. Jason
Yeah.
looks good for his age. That's why he's got that hot wife like we do. The hot wives, yeah.
That's right. Man, yeah, that's a little bit older.
That's old school right there. Fantasy Island. Who was the dude in Fantasy Island?
Yeah, the little
the plane.
guy,
Wasn't that him?
I saw him at a Billy Bob's in Texas, Houston.
Billy Bob's.
Yes.
What is Billy Bob's? How do I not know about Billy Bob's?
Billy Bob's is a big old
Shane throws in Married with Children. Oh, that's great.
Billy Bob's is like what was Wild Horse Saloon?
Oh, Billy Bob's, Texas.
Yes, it's a huge line dancing. They got bull riding in there. It's a big old place.
Oh, it's like Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
You ever been to Cotton Eye Joe in Knoxville?
No, I have not.
You know who I met at Cotton Eye Joe?
Your wife.
Nope. Any other guesses?
Peyton Manning.
Nope.
I don't know. Raynoch Thompson.
I was about to say, you got one more guess.
I don't know. I guessed it up.
Bob Dole.
Did you meet Bob Dole there?
Bob Dole.
Is he riding the bull?
Bob Dole had an event at Cotton Eye Joe in Knoxville.
All right.
Bob Dole.
That is hilarious you mentioned that because I have seen Bob Dole, and you know where I saw him at?
Where did you see Bob Dole?
At Austin P. He came to our campus when I went there for a year.
You're kidding me.
Nope. I guess so. He must have hit up.
He must have done the Tennessee route.
Yeah.
That's why he lost, because he was campaigning in areas that he didn't need to campaign in.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
Bob Dole, former majority leader.
So, also, and I don't know now, it still was a great show, even though he turned out to be a creep, but The Cosby Show was great.
That was a hilarious show.
Yeah, I love
it. Really broke my heart when all that came out.
I know it.
Because that was like one of those shows that my memories from being that time period in my life.
Yeah.
That was a special thing.
Tommy, welcome. That's my buddy Tommy. He's watching for the first time.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary Beth says Bob Newhart show. Sanford and Son.
Dude,
That's the show right there. That's the show. MB's on it right there.
If my dad knew how to message in this,
he'd be Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Hey, we would come home when I still lived at home. I'd come home late on a weekend night, and on one of those classic, that showed all the old shows. He'd still be he would watch Sanford and Son, and just laughing.
You know what's smart?
Oh no! Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shameful.
Yeah, Sanford and Son is a good show. That's
Sanford and Son.
So back to Norm Peterson. Like, I still watch Cheers today. I watched it last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, I fell asleep to an episode.
But Nate has the book, the Seinfeld's book behind him in all of in the show they do.
Yeah, well, Seinfeld's like that's who he looked.
Good times, good times.
Was that one of them? That's right.
Yeah,
it was one.
MB says good times.
Yeah.
That's one, funny. And then what was the one? Moving on up to the east skies.
Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons.
To the east side, not the east sky.
Oh man, Punky Brewster. Let me tell you something, Tommy. Punky Brewster was my childhood crush, man.
Was it?
Oh man, she was my childhood crush.
She was a tomboy.
Oh yeah, I was all about Punky Brewster.
And it makes sense. He said Fall Guy too. I think I remember. Tommy probably had like a Fall Guy lunchbox.
Oh, you remember it? You're like, I remember
maybe.
Tommy bringing the Fall Guy lunchbox.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
That's funny. So yeah, George Wendt, Norm Peterson, man. So do you know that for Cheers, You know what's
sad is like the actress that played Punky Brewster, when she grew up, she had to have a breast reduction. Her breasts were like quadruple D's or something crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like painful. It was weird.
Yeah.
That's a challenging issue to have.
No, right? Yeah.
But yeah, that was my Winnie Cooper. Reagan's got the Wonder Years with Winnie Cooper. Yeah, that was a show.
I don't know if I had like a crazy crush, but it was one where you're like, oh, I like her. I would date her.
I would
when I
date
was
her.
a kid. Yeah, I'd ask her to go out.
If when we get older,
to
she
go
could
with
be my
me.
girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Donica McKellar.
That's her name? Okay. Or Danica.
Danica.
I couldn't have told
Donica.
you her. Yeah, I would have never known her name.
Yeah, that was Fred Savage was the one that was like the lead on that one, wasn't it? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Fred Savage. He came in. He came into Jake Melnick's the sports bar we worked at. Me, Nate, and Mandy, and I can't remember who waited on him.
Was he? I guess
He
was that
ate
show
there.
filmed? That was filmed in Chicago, wasn't it? Was the Wonder Years a Chicago thing?
Maybe I can't remember, to be honest with you. Maybe suburbs. I don't know for sure. But this was way after.
Is never specified other than being a suburb, so they never
Yeah.
actually classified it as being a
One way or the
Chicago
other.
or a New
Yeah.
York. Episodes have license plates showing California and New York,
Oh wow.
so they must have filmed in both. Interesting.
Yeah, I knew it was suburb for sure. So George Wendt, he was nominated 6 consecutive times for an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. I don't know if he ever won it though. My research team didn't do a real good job.
So what happened to sitcoms? Like it just
They've got, I don't know.
is it just because society doesn't have the attention span anymore to last a full 30 minutes? Or because they became too repetitive, or what?
I think probably social media. I mean, think of anything.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was my show.
Think of
Yeah.
anything. Like, what do you watch on regular TV anymore? Nothing.
It's like, and I
Other
had
than sports.
conversations with the kids, and I was talking about shows, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. I'm like, you've watched that show? And Olivia was like, no, I've seen the memes. Seen the memes. That doesn't mean you watch the show. Like
You have no idea about
you
that
have
shit.
no idea. Like you can't judge a show based on the memes. I mean, that's like saying that you judge our show based on the shorts. That means our show would be 10 times better.
That's exactly right.
I mean, if you just all you did was watch our shorts, you'd think, oh, this is the greatest show on the planet.
It would, yeah.
But
Oh,
maybe that's
good.
part of it too, though, right? Because you're also looking at as a society now, we don't want to watch the boring parts.
Yeah. Well, I think commercials.
Oh, you think commercials kill
Yeah.
it? Because there's more commercials now than there
Yeah,
used
commercials kill it because you just want to see, because there's still good storylines in shows, but then it's like you get a good into the storyline and then 3 minutes they go, okay, commercial break.
to be. But now you can stream them.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have the
And
commercials.
that's what I'm saying. You stream it. I think shows are still going, but it's now on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. But there's so many, and you can watch now. You can watch, if they release them all, you can watch a whole season in 2 days.
Yeah, then it's binge watch.
Yeah, it's a binge
Yeah,
watch.
because I was thinking about all the shows. Speaking of, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Tennessee just beat Texas 7-5.
They did do it. Okay.
Tennessee
We weren't paying attention.
We
I didn't
were
even
too
see
busy
it.
talking about fun stuff.
That was a good talk. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the show. We're watching the SEC baseball tournament as well. So trying to multitask here. I
Yeah.
don't know how productive that is, but
Oh, it's real. We were doing good. We weren't paying attention to the
we
game.
weren't. We were enjoying the
good.
show, enjoying the
That's
time
right.
together. That's what our audience wants anyway. They want to enjoy it with us.
I'm going to do a few facts of George Wendt here. Do you know who his nephew is? You will once I say it. I didn't realize this till I looked up.
His last name is Wendt.
Yeah.
Is his nephew's last name
Nope.
Wendt? Nope.
Nope.
Interesting.
So George Wendt is the uncle to Jason Sudeikis,
Jason Sudeikis.
better known as Ted Lasso.
Jason Williams says, I still watch the commercials. I'm too cheap for fancy streaming.
That's a good one.
That's what happens when you go to Harvard Law Library.
Yeah. Jason Sudeikis was on Saturday Night Live.
Jason
You don't know the show Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso, yep.
Yeah, he star of that.
I need to watch it because I think you've mentioned it before. I don't think I've watched it.
Yeah, Ted Lasso's got a huge following.
What is it on? Once again, I'm asking about the stream.
Netflix.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. It's an Apple TV thing.
Oh, Apple TV. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Apple TV. That's one of the other bad things about this new era is the shows are designed to draw you to their platform.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you don't have their platform, you don't watch the
miss
show.
it. Yep. That's right.
And so like Ted Lasso is one of those examples.
Yeah. And people love it. It is a good show. My wife watched all the episodes.
Is Jason in Nate's new movie? There's some big names in Nate's new movie.
And I think Will Forte. I think you're right. I just saw that not too long ago. I believe you're right.
Yeah, I think he's in the new. Well, maybe not.
No,
this isn't Nate's.
Different.
This isn't Nate's.
I'd have to look it up on wherever because they just put that out not too long ago.
Yeah, they just published it. I thought.
Yeah.
Will Forte. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't. I'd have to look at it again. No, Colin Yost.
Yeah, I'm mixing it up.
And Will Forte. Yeah, that's good though. That's strong. And then Mandy Moore.
He's got some big names going to be. Kumal, he's my favorite dude. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
he is hilarious.
So Jason Sudeikis, Saturday Night Live, and then also, if you'll know, George Wendt was a super fan in the skits. Do you remember
Jason Sudeikis was in the Angry Birds movie? You're kidding me.
Yeah, this ain't the Jason Sudeikis show though, Jared.
I know.
It's George Wendt. Yeah, super fans. You remember the skits in Saturday Night Live, The Bears?
The Bears.
He was in that. Did you know that? Yeah. He was who was it? Bill Swersky.
Man, he was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
And he had his own show. He had his own show at one point.
After Cheers, yeah. Sure did.
I need to go back and watch some of that.
He was in the movie Fletch with Chevy Chase back in the...
There was also Fletch Lives, wasn't there? Was he in that one?
I don't know if he was in that one. That was the sequel, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I liked Fletch Lives better than Fletch.
I'm trying to think if I even watched... he appeared in a lot of TV series, like talk about sitcoms, Taxi, Soap, MASH.
Yeah.
So he's your favorite, huh?
Oh my gosh! And then
and he's an alumnus of your homestead. He's an alumnus of the Second City.
Yeah, yeah. And they put out so
did you see his signature on the wall in the bathroom?
Nah, I don't remember. No, I may have, but I don't.
You did go into the bathroom, right? And
oh yeah, they were.
Did you sign it?
I think I know away jersey that sometimes watch. I know he did. I think we all did, but I have no idea.
It was part of the for the course. You had to sign it.
Or you wanted to, right? But I couldn't tell you if I can't remember where it would have been or anything. But yeah, so he had in my mind in Cheers, so when he would walk in the beginning of the show, when he'd walk in, he had some of the best entrances, like the one-liners, because they'd always, oh, Norm, and then they'd be like, how's it going, Norm? And he would come back. Like I wrote a couple like...
oh, yeah, because his responses were always hilarious.
Yeah, some of his one-liners. So it was like he walk in, everybody yells Norm. He's like, they ask him, how does a beer sound, Norm? He says, I don't know. I usually finish them before they say a word.
You start laughing so quick.
I picture in my head.
You're like laughing at the joke before it even you finish it.
Because it's so good.
You're like, it's so funny. I can't help but laugh before I even finish the joke.
Like another one, they asked him, "What's shaking, Norm?" He said, "All four cheeks and a couple chins." That's what. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff. And
all four cheeks and a couple chins.
Yeah.
Huh?
And I don't know if he wrote those or the writers, but they had just some classic one-liners for him, or if he did some of them. He said, he said, "What do you say, Norm?" He said, "I've never met a beer I didn't drink. That's what I say. But of course, they would roll off. He'd just do them so quick.
I think I've got my Cheers mug. I should have brought that. I should have brought that in here for the show.
Yeah, that would have been good.
We went to the actual Cheers
Did you?
bar. Yeah,
In
it's
Boston?
in Boston. Yeah, and it doesn't look anything like the show.
No. That's what somebody else said. It doesn't
Look like the show.
Do you have to walk down the stairs?
Yeah, you do walk down the stairs, and then you can get it's like a huge Norm mug. It says Norm on the side of it.
Really?
It's like a big glass chug.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I think the Norm has worn off the side a little bit because I've used it so much.
That's another good one.
A reason to live. Give me another. What would you like, Norm? A reason to live. Give me another beer. I don't have my PBRs. I guess we could break out my Vol beer.
What is that? I can't remember what is
it's like an IPA,
Yeah,
I think.
that's
It's
right.
not as good as PBR.
Yeah.
You have to drive, so you can't ever drink.
Yeah, no.
It's Yeehaw beer,
Yeehaw,
Tennessee
that's
Vol
what it's
style.
called. Yeah, that's right.
Yeehaw beer, Tennessee Vol
Yeah.
style.
That's not, can I draw you a beer, Norm? He says, no, I know what they look like. Just pour me one. But yeah, so that's classic. So we're going to call this the Norm Peterson Show in his honor.
Heartbreaker
like I
to
said,
lose somebody that funny.
One of my favorite characters from one of my favorite shows.
A little less funny in the world today.
Yeah, that's right. But good time. So that's good. We had some good people put out some of the sitcoms they like.
Oh yeah, we love
Good
it when everybody
interaction.
participates.
Yeah, appreciate the interaction. So we'll kind of roll into Jarod. You had some adventures this past week.
Oh, this has been a crazy week.
Yeah, man, you were blowing up my phone on Saturday with pictures.
Crazy
you
busy.
were,
That's what like Millennium Workshop actually was at. So that kind of goes back to.
Okay.
We went to ICCC. So.
So what is that?
ICC. It's also referred to as ICC Con. So it's like a Comic-Con type event.
What I looked up, it said like a science fiction Comic-Con.
So it's actually founded by a small toy shop here in Nashville. So it's a local
Put
event.
on locally. But doing pretty well, right? Pretty good.
I mean, so apparently, I guess the first one had Captain Kirk. It had William Shatner at the first one. I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow. Back
So
in, I think it started in
5 years
2018.
ago or something like, yeah.
Yeah, I think I read 2018.
Yeah. So it's had some, I mean, that's, if you talk about like, if you're a Star Trek fan,
Yeah.
that's the biggest name in Star Trek, right? William Shatner. I mean, he's the something.
Yeah.
And we didn't go last year because it was a timing issue, but the year before they had the Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, wow.
The guy who played Palpatine in Star Wars
Yeah.
was at the event, and you could meet him.
So I wish we had like a woo alert nerd conversation.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Yeah, this is now the nerd portion of our show.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. Do we have any buttons that'll go along those lines? Maybe this one.
I don't know. No.
I don't know. That one
We
doesn't
used to
really
have
fit.
like a bomb dropping or something. Remember
Yeah,
that?
we had like a nuclear bomb or.
It had a siren.
Yeah, I had a bunch of other sounds on here, but we never used them, so I kind of there you go. That'll work.
Nerd alert.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That'll
So-
work. Or this one.
So who was there that was big time at this?
So this
Comic-Con?
one.
Yeah.
And
Who was
actually,
the big draw?
I got my picture with her.
Uh-oh.
So Olivia and I got our pictures with her. She and it's big bucks to get your picture with these people.
Yeah, yeah. Is this is this a highlight of the shit for you? Was this?
So this was the only reason why I wanted to go.
Okay.
And
All right.
one of the things that I love the conference because of the people that they have. I kind of felt like they had less celebrities this year.
Yeah.
And it's not really because it was founded by somebody who owns a toy store. It really centers on Star Wars toys.
Okay.
And that's why I like Millennium Workshop. He created, if you're a fan, if you've heard of Greedo, it's the dude that's the green alien.
Yeah.
He actually made the entire head.
Oh.
And it's like he's got a mask that it's an incredible. If you ever get a chance to check his stuff out, he shows how he did it. Millennium Workshop.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And
awesome.
he shows you how to make it, how he made it, and all this other stuff. But anyway, so a lot of crazy nerdy stuff. There's an organization called the Droid Builders.
Okay.
And they actually built active working R2D2s.
Oh, dude.
So
are they rolling around?
They roll around. They make all the noises. They have all the lights. They have all the little zapper and all that stuff. And so they have all the droids from Star Wars. They have made them.
Wow.
Olivia and Katie Sackhoff. So,
and who is Katie Sackhoff?
So if you are a fan of The Mandalorian, which is the TV show that's on Disney Plus that was a big hit, she is Bo-Katan. So she's one of the main characters in the show. If you're a fan of Battlestar Galactica, she is Starbuck. So if you've not watched the new Battlestar Galactica, it is something.
No, I haven't.
It is something. And so,
okay.
That's, it's, so take Terminator and make it more real.
Oh.
And make it futuristic.
Okay.
And that's Battlestar Galactica. It's actually based on a 1970-something show.
Battlestar Galactica. I've heard of Battlestar Galactica.
There was an original one way back when. But the new one is...
I don't have a nerd bone in my body, so that's why
you may change your mind after you see the picture. Oh, yeah. You may change your mind after you see the image of Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, yeah, I kind of see right there.
You can kind of get into that there. That's a little. So this is. I'm going to show this to our audience here, so they kind of get a glimpse too. But
didn't Battlestar Galactica? That's been around, right? Has that been?
So there was a
show?
70s one.
Okay.
This is the modern version. So they made a remake, and this is Starbuck here in the picture. So she's one of the main characters in the whole.
Oh, down there on the right.
In the whole thing.
Okay. All right.
And this is, you can kind of see the religious nature of it, right? Because this particular image, what is this?
I don't know.
Okay, that's the Last Supper image.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and so there's a religious tint to it, and the whole thing is that the robots were made, and then the robots became people, and so Millennium Workshop said that Greedo helmet is amazing. Yeah, because it is amazing. You did a great job on it, man.
That's cool. And then so Tommy's being sarcastic. Says I'm a big Galactica fan.
Well, he's going to be a Galactica fan after he saw those pictures.
Nah, probably not. Science fiction just is. I don't know. I might as well be watching a foreign film.
I don't know. It's pretty
Yeah.
intense. She was pretty awesome.
Was she nice?
Very nice, and
the best you can tell.
She was talking about her experience once she became part of the Star Wars family on Disney. Right?
Oh, okay.
That's a huge. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and all those guys that produced that. That franchise is just. If you've not watched have you watched The Mandalorian?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. So here's the deal.
Man,
I'm not talking about the sci-fi aspect. My father-in-law is a John Wayne fan. Like old school Western showdown shootout. That's what the new Mandalorian is.
Okay. Maybe, man.
You watch 2 or 3 episodes, it's like it even has the music. Woo!
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of have to. It's hard to describe because you sit there and go, "Wait a second, Star Wars and westerns? That doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
But when you watch it, I mean, you get into it. You get into it real quick. And anyway, that's the nerd out in me.
Yeah.
And we went that she was the big name. There was also one of the professors from Harry Potter was there.
Okay. All right.
So it was just really it was good. But once you take Palpatine away, I mean, Palpatine was like one of the biggest of all time.
Yeah.
Right. But the guy who played the Mandalorian most of the time was also there. So the guy that everybody knows he was actually on Saturday Night Live a little while back. Pedro Pascal.
As a host?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal is the face of the Mandalorian, but John Wayne's son or grandson or something is actually the guy who acts out the part most of the time.
Really?
Yeah, because Mandalorian is all a costume.
Well, yeah.
Right, with the helmet. He never takes the helmet.
Takes it off.
It's very similar to Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
You had people who were playing Darth Vader and then the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Same kind of thing. Pedro Pascal did actually put the costume on. Speaking of sitcoms though, the other big group that was there was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, you sent a picture, or I saw a picture. I don't know I think you may have sent
the guys who played the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, 1990.
They got to be old.
They're old. They were old.
That's cool though. They were there.
Yep, they were there.
All 4 of them.
And you could have paid extra to have a pizza party with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I might have done that. I like pizza. Oh, and
I like turtles.
Well, you know Jody Johnson.
Yeah.
Jody actually was working it.
Oh, okay.
So she helps out with it.
That's
cool.
So
she got to go to the pizza party and do all the fun things as part of a worker. But yeah. So the other guy that I was talking about, have you ever heard of the movie Willow?
Yes. Yeah.
He also was the main character in Willow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was one of the other big celebrities.
That's a movie
there.
in our time, like when we were growing up, right?
So Brendan Wayne and it was Warwick Davis and Harrison Davis. They played Ewoks as well. So they're midgets.
Ewoks.
They're short people.
Yeah.
But he was the one of the professors.
So
and he was
Warwick
also
Davis
one of the
Willow.
Yes, Warwick
Okay.
Davis is Willow. Yep.
Tommy says, was Punky Brewster there?
And he was also. Have you ever seen the horror movies Leprechaun?
No. Yeah.
That was him.
That was him? Okay.
Yeah, that was him.
You know, I do see that now, looking at that picture.
No, Tommy. If Punky was there, I would have had my picture with Punky too.
That's, yeah. I tell you what was there.
My wife might actually have been there making sure that she was in the picture. She was. Jason said she was looking for you, Tommy. And James Sato. So like the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing.
Yeah.
Was that all of them were there? So Shredder was there.
Yeah. Okay.
The guy who played the Muppet himself, what was Splinter, was there.
Splinter, yeah.
And then
You
all
called
the
him a
turtles
Muppet.
were there. I mean, he's more of a puppet.
Yeah.
Right, because Splinter
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
it was like all this automated stuff.
That's right.
But he was also the baby in Dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh.
You remember the baby in Dinosaurs?
Yeah, the show, right?
Yes. Yep.
It was a sitcom. Speaking of sitcoms,
Wasn't that's why I brought that up.
Time show.
What was
crazy.
the phrase? The baby had a weird phrase.
I can't remember, but the dinosaur show.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. I do know that there was.
I'm trying to remember the phrase.
I want to go like, baby did an oopsie, but I know that's not it.
Baby did an oopsie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna drive me crazy. In Dinosaurs, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's not the right one.
No, yeah. Was that the name of the show? I can't remember. But I tell you why you're looking at there.
Baby Sinclair. That's what
Okay.
it was. That's what it was.
Gotta
I'm
love
the
me.
baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby. That's right.
I'm the baby. That was
not-
the phrase. I think it was.
I think it was too. I want to say like they tried to make that like it looks. I mean, back then it was all like family, right? The dad, the mom, the kid, everybody, the dad's kind of.
Whoa, I'm naked. Who's the mama?
Who's the mama? Who's the mama?
Yeah.
I'm the baby. Who's the mama?
That's funny.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
So, that guy was at this Comic-Con.
Yeah, that guy was at this Comic-Con.
So,
yeah.
he just did the voice, though, right?
And he did a lot of puppet voices. I think he also did the Tickle Me Elmo.
I was going to say, that sounded like Elmo, the dinosaur.
Yeah, he was the voice of Elmo on Sesame Street, but I think he also did that Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The toy that came out?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Tickle Me Elmo. That made,
Everybody, that was like the
Christmas,
huge thing.
Yeah. Selling them on eBay and stuff.
Oh, everybody was like paying bukus of money for the Tickle Me Elmo. And, and I don't even remember phrase. What was it? Because it had like multiple little annoying phrases, I thought. It was the Tickle Me Elmo craze. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yep.
it had, he had like 3 or 4 phrases it would say.
It sounded, Jared sounded like Elmo.
Yeah. So there was also, you sent me some pictures, and this kind of piqued my interest.
So continuing with the turtle theme.
Yeah.
You remember the girl,
April
O'Neil. Well, the girl who played April O'Neil was there.
How old are these?
And she recently played in the 100, which was the TV series as well.
Okay.
So a lot of big names. Ernie Reyes was the one that also was in all these karate movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember The Last Dragon.
I do remember The Last Dragon.
He was in The Last Dragon. And then Brian Toshi, similar kind of thing, very Asian. So he did like Mortal Kombat.
He was one of the turtles, right?
That was the theme. It was like all these guys were turtles, right?
Yeah.
And then it shows you all the other stuff that they did.
With that.
And then there was, of course, a lot of Star Wars people.
Oh, yeah.
But these are kind of like background Star Wars people. Like, oh, this guy's like, oh, yeah, I was a stormtrooper in this movie, whatever. And before that, I was just taking out the trash. And they said they need somebody to stand in as a stormtrooper. So I said yes. It's like.
But how would we know?
Well, he's got a credit.
Oh, okay.
I think he's got a credit on the,
He needs to flash that credit. He's like, yeah, look, here's my card.
Yeah, that's his claim to fame.
Yeah.
And, these people go to these events all over the country. Like, this is not
they travel around,
one hit wonder type
obviously,
thing.
they get a little pay check for showing up, right?
Yeah, Tommy says Dark Crystal and Labyrinth are probably part of that. And, one of them was actually in Labyrinth. I think Warwick Davis, was actually in Labyrinth as well.
Really?
That was one of his claim to fame as well. So Megan Fox played April. I bet she was. No, she wasn't there, Tommy. No, Megan Fox wasn't there. I would have gotten in trouble for taking that picture, probably.
She was probably fighting with Machine Gun Kelly somewhere. You liked that one, didn't you?
But they also had like a toy maker. Because it is a toy company.
Yeah.
IC Toys Nashville is the one that puts it all together.
Okay.
Because of that, they have a whole day dedicated to people who created all the toys from our memory. People who created G.I. Joe, people who created He-Man, the guys that made all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Every year they come back, and every year they talk about their toy lines, and they talk about their. So, and it's very focused on the toys, and that, I like the toys too, but I like the celeb part of it more.
Yeah.
And they're focusing more on the toys.
Okay.
So
that's what I was going to get to.
And it got more expensive too, because I think it used to be like $30, and now it's like $80 a day.
Yeah. They're
it ain't cheap.
Yeah. A friend of mine
I didn't
go.
I only went because my daughter paid.
Yeah. Your daughter paid.
That's right. She's the big bucks. My kids get the big bucks. I'm broke.
So yeah, you're talking about the toys. I seen some pictures you sent me of G.I. Joe, and that piqued my interest because I did love G.I. Joe when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
And then there was a guy dressed was it Cobra?
Oh yeah.
You had a picture with him.
Cobra
right?
Commander.
Yeah.
He was legit.
That's right.
Now that's if there's another reason My number 2 reason to go
What was that?
is for the cosplays.
Okay. Yeah.
The cosplays of these, like, and I'm not, for those of you who don't know what a cosplay is where an average person like Michael and I put together, make a costume, and then wear the costume to the event.
But put a lot of time.
Like, and I'm not just talking about like, hey, I went to the store and bought one.
Right.
I'm talking about you made a custom costume centered around a particular character that you are a fan of.
Yes, that's right.
And we actually did that with a Comic-Con that we went to. So this is like a family thing. We all go, and we did that when we went to one in East Tennessee.
Okay.
And we dressed up, and I don't even know if you've seen the cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon.
No.
So we dressed up as characters from that show.
Yeah.
And the people who were the voice actors for that show were there.
Okay.
And one of them wanted her picture with us.
Yeah, I think you told me this.
And we all got our picture
cool.
with the voice actor for Legend of Korra, which is the throw-off show, and she posted it on her online Instagram. So Michael dresses up like Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I don't think Larry Bird counts as a cosplay for...
Yeah, for sports.
Maybe for sports,
What I have to do is I have to wear long pants and put on stilts, though.
I was about to say, you probably also have to change your hair color a little.
Yeah, I do. I shave my beard and just have a blonde mustache.
Yeah, so Larry Bird, bringing up Larry Bird, I saw something the other day, said Larry Bird goes, I'm not going to invest $60,000 in a car when my first house was $10,000. That's Larry Bird.
Yep.
That's the modern Larry Bird. But anyway, yeah, so ICC-Con was exciting.
Yep.
And then the week continued.
Yeah.
With the insanity of going to AACDC last night.
Yep.
And my buddy Tom, who sometimes makes the show, sometimes doesn't, his house is in Donaldson, right there at Briley Parkway.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't know, there's a house between him and the river.
Mm-hmm.
But he said where his house sits, the sound from the amphitheater, Ascend Amphitheater and Nason Stadium travels down the river, so he can actually listen to the concerts on his back porch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so
Well,
his wife posted complaining about how loud AC/DC was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was outrageous.
I bet he heard Metallica, too, a couple weeks ago when I went.
I bet he, yeah.
Yeah, I bet he heard.
I bet he did.
Because I felt like that was loud.
I didn't hear it. I felt it. Like my whole body was shaking.
So, were they good? I mean, I know they're old AC/DC.
So they're old, and really, like, it used to be that you could feel, I felt like that it was a whole band. It didn't feel like a whole band anymore because the drummer, the bassist, and one of the guitarists now is kind of like stand-ins for the originals.
Right. So it's still.
And so now you've got Angus, which is where one of the chickens is named after, right?
Yeah.
You've also got Brian Johnson, which there's no chickens named after Brian Johnson, but
that's a common name.
Brian Johnson is the lead singer, and so Brian Johnson and Angus were the two ones going around the stage, and everybody else is just kind of in the background.
Right, because the stand-ins,
and Brian Johnson's voice didn't make the whole show.
I bet. No, there's no way.
So like there was spots where the camera was on him, and he's like going like this, tapping his throat like I can't sing anymore.
You think they kicked in like lip syncing and stuff?
No, I know they didn't. I know for sure they didn't.
He just quit.
He just didn't sing.
Oh my gosh.
He just didn't sing, and so. And then it'd be like, guitar solo, and he's just like dancing around the stage.
Yeah.
That's okay, because that tells me that's real.
Right, like
they're not. There's no faking going on there. Not at all. Yeah. Bon Scott. He was. For those of you who don't know AC/DC, Bon Scott passed away some time ago, but he was the original lead, and then Brian Johnson took over. My wife educated me on AC/DC. She's a huge AC/DC fan.
Yeah, that's because that was her birthday present.
That was her birthday present. Yeah, that was her birthday present. Birthday and Christmas and Mother's Day all wrapped in one because it was not cheap. But but yeah, it was a great show, and Hell's Bells. They dropped the bell down in the middle of the stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Highway to Hell, all the screens looked like they were on fire and they had flames up in the background. And then at the very end, For those about to rock. I don't know if you know that song.
Yeah.
You know when they say fire.
Yeah.
They brought out 6 cannons on the stage.
Okay.
And would shoot the cannons every time they said fire.
So they did all their old, like all their old.
I felt like it was the classic stuff that I've seen, but it was seeing it in
that's what you
person
wanna see.
is totally different than seeing it on a video.
Yeah.
Completely different. And I'm glad we got seats at the edge. So we got 2 seats on the end that were near the stairs to go down off out of the seating area.
Okay.
Like we were in the red seats. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So the red seats, right? And then we had them on the edge right there where the stairs were going down into the back of the Nissan Stadium.
Okay.
And all these people, like I'd say 75% of the people there were 60 and above.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like loud. And I'm sitting, and they're all just sitting there going,
Yeah.
they're just like staring. And I'm like, dude, this is like AC/DC. Y'all should be up going, yeah.
Right.
And me and my wife are over there all by ourselves, going crazy.
So that's what I loved about Metallica is they got into it, but it was like you could tell for a couple songs, dudes would be up, and then you'd look over, and then they'd just be sitting there.
Well, and
then they'd get up.
Between songs, there was like a 2-minute break between every song.
Oh, really?
And they turned all the lights down to just like a blue glow on the stage.
Give everybody
So they were taking their 2-minute breather between songs.
Oh, wow. And that was probably more for the band. Now Metallica, they rocked out pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was for the fact that they're 80-something years old.
Yeah. I say AC/DC is a little older, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And, I mean, I don't know if you've seen, I'm not sure if there's a recent picture.
Shoot, I bet, yeah.
But I was shocked at Angus Young, look at this. This is how he looks now.
Yeah.
And this is what he looked like on stage. Like, they zoomed in.
And
this white hair. Well, we need to show.
He looks rough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but that's not it.
But, I mean,
that's
he's how old, right?
Yeah.
So he's touring like this.
Yeah. Well, they're
playing till 1 in the morning. And, I mean, look at the guitar shot. This is exactly what he looked like on stage.
Do you think...
I mean, I don't know how he was moving around on stage. And my wife says, man, throughout the show, he got less and less clothes. He started with a jacket and a tie. Well, he kept taking clothes off. Every song, he took more clothes off. And then, like, the song, like, the third song from the end was just, like... he played... So we call it noodling. Have you ever heard of noodling?
Yeah, but more for catfishing.
Okay, I'm talking about like jazz players who just noodle.
Oh, okay.
They just play for
yeah.
They just play their little solos for like forever.
Yeah.
I swear he riffed for 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Really?
Just him. Everybody else stopped playing and he's just and then he'd stop and then he'd do like this and the whole crowd and then he'd noodle a little bit more. Yeah. It was kooky crazy. And I'm sitting here going, dude, this is I'm kind of done with the noodling. Let's get this show on the road.
That's funny.
The show on the road. But it was good. It was good times.
Good show.
And then we're going to Ren Fair this weekend. So if you've never been to Ren Fair, that's exciting.
Yeah,
it's down
which
the castle there on 840.
People probably aren't as hip as you. So the Renaissance Festival for people that aren't hip to call it the Ren Fair. What are you?
The Ren Fair, the Renaissance Festival, which is...
You act like you was 25 years old. I'm going to the Ren Fair this weekend, guys.
Well, the Ren Fair, it used to be a private event.
Yeah.
Somebody actually owned the property.
Yeah.
So the Renaissance Fair is like, you get your big turkey legs, you dress up and you know, I'm going to do my kilt. So...
Yeah, are you going to wear... Yeah.
I wear my kilt with I've got a Scottish shirt that I wear.
Yeah, and people dress up there like cosplay. We saw Thor there one time.
Cosplay as Thor. They cosplay as fairies. They cosplay as kings and queens.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there's an actual castle. Have you been to the castle?
No. And I've been to the Renaissance Fair a couple times.
But you've never seen the castle. You have to take a bus to tour the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, I never have seen the castle.
But you've seen the castle from 840.
Yeah. But I've never been in it, I should say. Yeah, no, it looks awesome.
And, you know, they've got great shows, too. There's shows that, like, they do the same show every year, but every time we go, we've got to go see the same shows. There's a Swashbuckle. Have you seen Swashbuckle? It's a comedy show. You'd love it.
I think maybe.
Like two swordsmen.
I watched the jousting.
The jousting.
I like to watch that the last couple of
That's real, too.
Yeah. No, they hit each other. Yeah,
They're really hitting each other, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like wrestling. They hit each other.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is kind of like wrestling because they're not like hitting to kill; they're hitting to just hit.
They want to make it loud, like
they want to make it real, but not real.
Right.
Real, but not dead.
Because when it hits that
you hear it.
That knight armor.
Oh yeah, you hear
like,
it.
Pow.
Well, next time you go, you need to watch Swashbuckle.
I'll have to.
They're hilarious.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
so funny. Yeah. You have to get the times of the stage performances.
Right.
And you have to be there on the right day and all this other stuff. Last time we went, it stormed when we got there. It was terrible. This year, we're trying to avoid the storms. So
okay. Cool. I would like to go. That's every weekend.
Tommy says, give him a break. He's had a full life. Most guitarists are dead by now.
And that's
true.
That's true statement. Yep.
That is true.
The price is right, though. We got to, yeah.
Tommy Flat. The price is right.
So, yeah, we got in our background, that's a little fun stuff, non-sports. Sometimes we like to do non-sports stuff.
We probably lost all our audience.
No, I think they hung in there. We've had some good interaction, but we do have, as Jarod said, Tennessee beat in the 12th inning. They beat Texas 7-5, and then now we got Vanderbilt, Oklahoma has started. It was a good sports weekend the past weekend. We'll just touch real quick. The Preakness winner was your favorite journalism.
Journalism. So that was the drama around sovereignty. You can't win the whole thing.
Yeah. So if you think about this, so journalism won, and journalism finished second in the Derby. So, and if he were to win the Belmont coming up.
But technically sovereignty screwed it for him.
Yeah. Couldn't beat sovereignty.
Journalism could not. Sovereignty defeated journalism.
Yeah, that's right. Scotty Scheffler won the PGA Championship.
It shouldn't be funny anymore, but it's still funny.
It is. I think that was a good one-liner you had. So, yeah, Scotty Scheffler won PGA Championship. That's his third career major. He's won the Masters twice.
So now, who was it that won the Masters?
This year, that was Rory.
Rory. How did Rory end up finishing on the...
Man, he did awful. He did.
He fell apart in that first round, didn't he?
Yeah, and I told you, because that was last Thursday night, I was hoping that he might, win this one and keep the hope alive of winning a Grand Slam.
Look at that.
Did he just hit a home?
Oh, no. He just got hit in the Adam's apple.
Oh.
The ball come up and hit him in the Adam's apple.
Yeah, he's taking a... Ooh, yeah.
Can't breathe.
Shaking that one off.
God, I mean, that popped him in the Adam's apple, some kind of fish. He's crying.
Oh, man, look what it hit his neck. You can see.
Oh, it hurt him bad. It hurt him bad. Oh, man.
Look at him. He's having trouble breathing.
He can't breathe. Yep. I mean, it came up and caught him.
His neck.
It caught him right up underneath the catcher's cage.
So we're watching. We got in the background
watching that Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and then they did a replay, and he got bolstered in the neck.
Shane commented that, and this is the Vandy's pitcher, in the top of the first, he was dealing. Top of the first went by fast. We knew it. I knew it had started, and then the next thing I
don't think they're going to show us a replay again.
No. Oh, he's staying in.
Still confused about the doors right behind. Look at it. Hey, let's put glass doors right behind the batter mound.
I guarantee you they know that there's no way that glass will break.
I mean, 90-something miles per hour. Anyway,
I bet it ain't glass. It's probably plexiglass or something that's not going to break.
Or like bulletproof.
Yeah, something that's not going to break. Do you think they're going to build a nice baseball stadium?
Seems crazy to me. Yeah. Like, why are you even putting a door back there in the first place? I don't understand that at all, but whatever.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Write a letter to the Hoover the city of Hoover and ask them that. Complain about it. Write a complaint. Official city complaint.
How do you recruit the SEC tournament? That's a.
Oh, they've had it at Hoover for, my goodness, a long
eternity.
time.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because it just means more at Hoover.
Yeah. So.
That's all that city's known for.
Oh, yeah. Right in the heart of SEC country, really, too.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's south of Birmingham. Well, kind of Birminghamish, you could say. So, yeah, the SEC baseball tournament we're well into it. It's Thursday now. They're down to, I was going to say down to 8, but it's down to 7 now because Tennessee beat Texas.
Oh, so Hoover is like a suburb of Birmingham.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't Birmingham where the SEC is headquartered?
I
Yeah.
don't know. You asked too many questions.
That's the point of the show. Where's the boo button? Where is the boo
right
button?
here.
That's the point of the show. It's
Yeah.
named after William H. Hoover, whoever the heck that is.
He was somebody important. Wasn't he he was a politician, I'm sure.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, so, and I don't remember, I don't know if Vandy wins this, I can't remember if they play UT tomorrow or not. I'm not sure. So you got, you have Vandy and Oklahoma tonight. You had Tennessee, Texas. Tomorrow is Ole Miss and Arkansas and Texas A&M and LSU. And you actually have, we've had 2 upsets so far. Oklahoma is a 12 seed, and they, to get to this point, they upset, who did they beat last night? They beat Georgia, who's a 5 seed, to get to play Vandy.
So this also brings up that question that I had for you pre-show, where we try to save this stuff for the show. I think of questions and I think, I don't want to ask Michael because I want to save it for the show. But so what is the relevance of the tournament, right? Because you have a season champion, right? So and then you got the tournament, and the only thing I can think of is, okay, does it impact the seeding for the actual NCAA tournament? Or is that already determined?
No. This impacts seeding. This impacts. So like right now, the other upset was Texas A&M. They're a 14 seed, and earlier.
So it could impact whether or not you end up in the tournament at all.
So Texas A&M, if they win tomorrow and they get to Sunday, they think maybe they played their way into it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be picked. If you were to win it, like if Texas A&M were to win as a 14 seed, they win the tournament, they get in.
Guaranteed.
Where they otherwise wouldn't, yeah. So, yeah, it's somewhat like basketball's, the conference tournament. If you do well, you make a run.
It impacts.
Yeah, so it does
impacts your position.
Yeah.
Reagan says, I think at least 13 SEC teams will make the tournament.
Possible.
Yeah, I mean, it was like somebody was talking about how they thought this was like the most SEC teams that's ever made the NCAA baseball tournament.
Well, they hadn't made it yet.
But they were thinking that it will be the most.
Yeah. Well, and that was for basketball this past year too,
So when do they announce the seedings?
Sunday. Okay. That's when all the conference tournaments will be over.
And they were saying something about if you're like the top seeds, like the top 8 or something, you get to host the first round or something like that?
The top 16 seeds, will host the regionals, which is 4 teams at a location, and it's at one of the 16 top seeds. And then the winner of that round robin that weekend, which starts next Thursday, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. The winner of that, because after you got 64 teams, well, a winner of each of those 16 locations gets it down to 16. Then you have the super regionals, and they reseed the 16 that move on, and the top 8 get to host the bottom 8, and it's a best of 3 series.
And then the final stuff is held in Omaha.
Yeah, and then the winners of that,
because that's the big thing about Omaha is
College World
the pinnacle
Series, and
of
the top 8 the 8 teams that get through go to there.
So if I'm a college baseball player, right, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to go play in the MLB, and I've been playing college ball, how many games am I playing in college in a season?
In college, well,
It's not 100 and something games.
no, but it's like 50 to 60 or more.
So you're playing about half what you're going to play when you go full MLB.
Yeah. About
And
yeah.
MLB can take people without them even going to college, right? They can recruit right out of high school,
and
right?
The Major League Draft usually is right around the beginning of the College World Series, if I'm not mistaken.
So there's players that could be playing in the College World Series and also be part of the MLB draft.
Well, they find out they got drafted, yeah, because the Major League Baseball draft, there's so many rounds, and it lasts, I don't remember how many days, but there's a...
So they don't have like a show kind of like the
No.
football draft.
It's not this big flashy thing, no.
It's just like, oh yeah, you drafted.
Because
now when you
even-
get drafted, does that mean that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to be playing MLB level? You could be playing on a minor league team too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Most of them all go minor
They start
leagues.
minor
Yeah.
league first.
Yeah. Now they'll go and join like by July. They've already joined the if you got drafted.
The major leagues.
Yeah, they've joined the pro.
So they
or
play
the-
minor for a while and then they go major.
Yeah, you could play 4 or 5 years in minors. And
Oh, Shane says they moved
they
the draft
did.
till
Okay.
after the
I didn't
tournament
realize.
now.
Thank you for that tidbit. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, that's good. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think
'cause it
that's
put a lot
better.
of pressure on.
I think that's a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Then players can actually finish playing the tournament
yeah,
and focus on that, and then they can worry about all that other stuff later.
yeah, that's right. I like that they did that. That's good.
And it also means that, hey, maybe they could make an impact on their status too, right? If they perform well in the tournament?
Yeah.
You don't think it matters that much?
Yeah, because
They've already made their decisions.
We're getting pretty close, yeah. Because they've been watching these guys. Baseball, their scouts have been scouting and watching these guys for years. Some of them been watching them because, through their high school days. Because, some of them make the jump from high school straight to major leagues.
One of my neighbors' son played for Vandy. He's getting ready to graduate.
Okay.
God, what is this?
There's several guys in this area. There's several guys in this, area that's played for either Vandy, UT, and gone pro.
Ben, I think he just graduated. He may not have been a starter. I don't know.
Yeah, Mountain. I can't remember the guy. There's a couple Mount Juliet guys. But I can't remember their names.
There he is.
Oh yeah.
Colton.
Okay.
And I
Did
think
he play at Vanderbilt baseball?
Colton Regan.
Colton Regan or Colton Sweat?
So Regan is her.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So she's divorced.
I
So
got you. Colton Regan.
Colton Regan. There's him playing right there.
And this is your neighbor?
This was our neighbor over in Wintry.
Oh, okay.
They were our neighbor in Wintry.
Did he go to Mount Juliet?
I don't know, honestly. I want to say that maybe he went to DCA.
Oh, okay. And like he played this year?
So he just graduated. That's why I was like trying to remember, because and my wife and I were actually talking about this. So I was like, hey, when did Colton play?
Yeah.
And let's see. I don't know how to research any of this stuff. This is outside of my
He was
RHP. What is an RHP?
right-handed pitcher.
Like this is what I was
Right-handed
talking about,
pitcher.
dude. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
So now we've entered the sports talk segment of our show, and
6'4"
Got out of the nerd,
right-hander, low 90s fastball.
we got out of the nerd portion.
Went to Mount Juliet High School.
There you go. Oh, that's awesome.
And he's listed on Sports Illustrated. I mean, that's got to say
2020.
something.
Oh yeah, no, you're big time. I mean, Vandy, D1 looks at you, you're big time. So, no, that's huge.
I'm trying to. He's way on down in the article, I guess. Here we go. Solid the upside associated with his name. I don't know. This is. I don't know what this is. What year? What the date is on?
2020.
So this is old.
Yeah. Which puts him at graduating right now.
Yeah, he just graduated. I mean, that was the picture.
So he may still be on the team.
And I don't know, so I guess he was a pitcher.
Yeah.
But once again, this is beyond my knowledge with regards to how to look this stuff up.
Yeah, and you're looking at, I mean, all you got to do is go to Vandy's page, baseball page, their website. I don't know what website you're looking up for this guy. Just look up the Vandy roster.
I got too many windows open. It froze on me. This is the story of my life.
Yeah. That's so funny.
So you said just look up Vandy's roster, huh?
Yeah, Vandy baseball roster. And you can pick what year and everything. To be a nerd, sometimes you amaze me at how airhead you can be.
Baseball roster, you said, huh?
Yeah. Bam. Look how quick that worked.
I looked his name up. You would think that his name would come up if you looked his name up and it'd show up, but... So now, how do I find it now?
Well, keep on going. Position. Click on position at the top because he's a right-handed pitcher. Click. There you go. Look at all the right-handed pitchers.
I don't see his name.
He may not played this year. I don't either.
So that's what I said when you.
So now go to.
Oh yeah, Jared, you're gonna find it real quick.
Right there. No, it's simple. I got you on here. Now do it again.
Okay, so now we're looking again. So they keep a record of everybody who played.
Colton Regan, right-handed pitcher, junior. So he must not have been on the team this year.
Guess not.
Senior year.
So does it show his stats?
Yeah. Click on stats right there. Oh, man. ERA. Oh, that was 20. Whoo-wee.
Is that good or bad? I don't understand. What am I looking
great.
at?
3 innings. Oh, that's not too bad.
I think he may have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe an injury thing.
And that's his 22-23. Yeah, I bet he got hurt. Not a ton of stats on him. There you go.
So I don't know what I'm looking at, right?
Yeah, not great.
From a college standpoint, not.
Yeah.
He did great at Mount Juliet, but then he got to the big leagues.
But you're talking, D1. He could go to Tennessee Tech and probably, mow down some people.
Well, and I mean, Vandy's baseball team is not. They're pretty good, aren't they?
Oh, it's probably, in my mind.
They're going to make the tournament, right?
Oh, yeah. They're a top 5 program in the last 15 years.
I mean, Vandy playing for Vandy in baseball is a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They can get any. Corbin can pick who he wants. It's kind of like a.
And I mean, ultimately, if you end up getting a Vanderbilt degree out of it, then good for him.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. No, that's wonderful. Yeah. He's holding it right there in that picture. So
Reagan says, "Hooked on phonics did not work for me."
Yeah.
Reagan is an IT guy, so whatever.
So yeah, the SEC baseball tournament, that's huge. So Vandy wins tonight. They play UT tomorrow, and of course we touched on it last week of how the rivalry is, and I bet it's going to be chippy. It'll be a good game to watch. To keep up with tomorrow for sure, if Vandy can win tonight, and I hope they do.
So Vandy versus Tennessee if they win, huh?
Yep. And speaking of UT Vandy, you sent me an article and I read it. It's fairly new, and I don't think it's ever going to happen.
That was a big deal. For those of you who haven't seen, there's the possibility that the state law that was recently passed is going to cause Vanderbilt and UT to be kicked out of the SEC.
They could be kicked out of the SEC now.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I wouldn't bet no money on it.
Yeah, I mean,
no money.
For a few different reasons. Number one, I don't even know that they implemented the rules. So it's something related to NIL. And I'll be honest with you, I wish Ross was on here. Ross is like our NIL expert.
Yeah.
But apparently something about the paying the players and how all that works, and there's lots of conversations about making the players employees so that they can collectively bargain. And
so you're getting into
it's very complicated.
Basically, the article was very short. It just said that there's a new set of standards for NIL, and they're basically
it's not actually been approved yet. The article made it sound like it was already approved. It's not been approved, and Nick Saban is now part of that committee for Trump.
That's part of what
to fix all of this.
It came from them. The way I got it.
That's not what happened.
Suggestion
this came from the
them.
conferences.
They're all together, and
another thing I saw is Nick Saban said something about they were going to expand the.
It's saying if you can't sue us over the NIL, if you do, the state law for Tennessee says. The state law says you can sue, but we're saying you can't, and if you do, we'll kick you out of the conference. And all the conferences are on board.
Well, so my understanding is that UT actually helped the state craft this law.
Yeah.
Because UT is worried that that is going to cause the universities to get sued instead of the conferences and the NCAA. And so by doing what they're doing, now people won't sue the NCAA or the SEC. They're going to sue the university, which in turn means they're suing the state of Tennessee.
Right. But there's, it ain't going to happen. There's no way they'd kick either one of them out.
This lawsuit stuff is just so complicated.
But it's basically saying you can't, the NCAA and the Big Four conferences are saying you can't sue us over the new NIL stuff.
Well, something else also came up, and there was another thing I read, and they were talking about, if the federal government creates a law, then that supersedes all these state laws, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where Trump is trying to go with this, is he's like, hey, I'm going to create this commission. I'm going to bring on Nick Saban to lead it. He's the legend of college football, and they're going to make recommendations, and then we're going to pass something through Congress, and that's going to fix all this. And so we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't see any conference kicking anybody out.
Tommy says we're sports nerds now.
Yeah. But,
we move from sci-fi nerds to sports nerds within, 30 minutes?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we can cover it all.
We got it all.
Yep. We're nerds of everything.
Shane, I'm right there with you, man. There ain't no way, man. He was a founding member of the SEC. Amen.
Or UT. Neither one of them's going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
But that's...
if they kick them out, that's like, oh, man, that's, I don't know.
Yeah. Well...
This is probably just somebody stirring the pot.
Yeah. Well, money-wise, you're not kicking UT out.
Yeah.
They bring in too much. Vandy,
too much. And it's like, we're going to kick out like one of the most legendary football facilities in the country.
Yeah, no, it ain't happening. I can tell you that.
But SEC kicks them out, and then the Big Ten's like, hey, welcome in, boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that would be so weird. Like,
I can't imagine that at all.
Yeah, no.
Be like the ACC or something? No.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Moving right along, we can get a little early look. So we're talking a little SEC.
Do we want to talk about that? I thought we talked about maybe not talking
just a
about
quick
that.
Look. Yeah, we can take a look.
So one of the things that, and I post it on I did post it on our page, didn't I? And I'm trying to do show prep through the page. So if you want to preview what some of the stuff I might like to talk about in the show, I always like to post it on our Facebook page. Did you see this? You saw the Norm clip, right? That was funny.
Speaking of our Facebook page, let's do a quick plug. Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook. Share our shorts, subscribe to our channel, like us, follow us.
All that good stuff.
On YouTube,
Share with your friends. So we are not...
Mike and Jrod Show.
MikeandJrodShow.com. And we are not I'm not a pusher. Michael's a pusher, but I'm not a pusher. And we believe in organic growth, right?
We want it to grow.
When we talk about organic growth, what we're saying is just tell your friends about us.
Yeah.
And kind of say, hey, did you check out, whenever you're talking about sports with your friends, say, yeah, they were talking about this on the show, What show? Oh, the Mike and Jrod show. Like, it's not like, hey, I've got to go out and hey, I need to tell all my friends about the show. No, like, you're talking sports with people, just tell them about our show.
If you like us, share us.
That's right.
It.
That's right. Just like and share. Like and share, like, in person. Like, we're a people.
Yeah, that. People.
We're a people.
The purple people eater. One-eyed, one-legged purple
That's
people
old school
eater.
right there. That's old school. I forgot about the wampa.
The wampa.
Yeah, so there's a picture of me with the wampa. That is like an 8-foot wampa in that picture, by the way. Okay, here it is.
Yeah,
Here's that link.
FanDuel, they've released some odds. Early look at that was NHL.
Did I not post the FanDuel from the?
I thought you did.
Maybe I didn't. I guess I sent it to you via text.
Maybe you did.
I'll have to post it. I'll post it on there here right now.
So there's an early look. Basically, what it is, yeah, it's nothing crazy. It's just an early look at the over/under total wins for SEC football that FanDuel has put out, and it's kind of interesting. You can look at and see.
I emailed it to myself, but didn't.
Yeah, you can kind of see where they're kind of putting the number for. You can bet the over/under how many total wins each SEC team will get. And I like to look at it now and then look at it as you get like 2 weeks before the season and see there will be some movement. But, you could kind of get some, I think last year I did it. You can get a early jump and maybe get a value bet if you find something you like right now.
So the big and I'm honestly
looking it up.
Been seeing a lot of this. I like to watch a lot of different SEC sports stuff.
Yeah.
Across a lot of different platforms and a lot of different media outlets, and this is when this came out, it was a huge deal because I felt like one of the things that really shocked me out of it, which. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But the ranking people say Tennessee's not even in the top 25 now that Nico's gone.
Well, I don't think just him.
Hang on. Let me. Can I finish?
No. Yes, you can.
So one of the things that shocked me was they didn't really change the win numbers, but by one game. So they do that, and then they turn around and they say, okay, well, they're going to have one less win because Nico's gone. Well, if it's one less win, then we should be, like, still in the top 25.
Not necessarily. No, so to that, Tennessee...
Back to the conversation about how many losses makes you non-top 25. How many losses makes you non...
I don't think it's how many. I think it's who you lose to.
It's who you lose to.
Because you go 8-4. Some teams that are 8-4 are not ranked in the top 25
on Tennessee's schedule.
And so,
I mean, that was the conversation you and I had. I wanted to say, hey, what are we looking at?
So if you look at UT, they're over under right now. FanDuel puts it at 8.5. So if you vote under, that's 8 wins. You take the over, that. You're saying they're going to win 9 games.
If you want to check it out, I just posted it onto our Facebook page. But that was what I wanted to say. Hey, when we look at this, like talking, because I feel like one of the things that I loved whenever we were talking college football was our pick'ems.
Yeah.
And so when we get closer, one of the things I want to do is I want to do a pick'em based on season wins because we don't have games yet to pick.
Yeah.
Reagan says 3 or 4 losses keeps you from the top 25. That was what you were getting ready to say.
Yeah.
I don't.
I said 8-4 doesn't mean you're going to be a top 25. It depends on who you lose to. Like if you lost 4 games, but it was to all top 10 teams, then you still might be right there top 25.
Reagan's going to want to talk about this because Alabama's listed as a 9.5 wins. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, but that don't mean that just means so Vegas has got them losing 2 to 3 games. Alabama.
See, and this is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the schedules.
Yeah.
Michael wanted to wait until we got a little closer.
No, we can still get into it a little bit, but like I said, this is going to change as
football schedule won't.
No, the schedule won't, but
maybe the betting will change. But my opinion about who they're gonna beat and not beat won't change.
I think talking about it this early is more relevant than it ever has been.
Because of the number of players changing?
So much transfer portal. Yeah. And I think there's so much unknown.
So that puts Alabama losing, you said 2 games? Because the 9.5 means effectively 10, right?
Yeah, so if you bet the over, you're saying they'll go 10-2 or better. If you bet the under, you're going 9-3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
There's
10,
12
11,
games.
12. So you got 12 games. They win 10.
And they typically...
So theoretically, they're going to lose 2.
They typically have easy non-conference.
So their 2 conference losses could theoretically be what? Georgia and LSU?
Yeah.
For Auburn? Because everybody's saying they're going to beat Tennessee, right? Because they're the 9.5.
No, nah, that doesn't necessarily mean
it's not tied.
They're not saying who's going to beat them and who they're going to beat. They're just saying they're going to get 9 to 10 wins.
Gotcha.
Georgia, I would think, would be the one loss for sure, and then it just depends who they're. Now they play Wisconsin and Florida State, but I
don't think those are going to be significant. And then when we look at, like, Texas is not on their schedule, right?
Yeah.
So their other big threats will be Tennessee and LSU, I would say. Maybe South Carolina, if South Carolina turns out to be good again. I mean, South Carolina closed out the season pretty strong. And Vanderbilt beat Alabama last year.
Yeah.
So they're going to be playing Vandy again, this time at Bama, though.
And I don't see that happening. They'll get revenge probably. But yeah, the parity is more than it ever has been.
Is that really true, Reagan? Alabama didn't have one player go into the transfer portal?
No, well, you have to read spring portal.
Oh.
That's not that bold of a statement if you look at,
Well, a lot of people didn't have any players going to the spring portal. Yeah. Only one who had a significant player going to the spring portal was Tennessee.
I was going to say, that
the spring portal's irrelevant when it comes.
Winter portal was when everybody jumped and moved.
Yeah, you and I had that conversation earlier.
Still got no score in the Vandy Oklahoma game, top of 3. But
Georgia's also picked as a 9.5.
Yeah,
I think all the big time teams were picked 9.5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So what I think would be interesting is we look at this, and then come the end of July, mid-August, see if any movement from each team. But like I said, for value picks and betting, you could look through there now and go, well, maybe if I like.
Oh, Kentucky is a 4.5. Yeah, because the bottom of the barrel was 4.5.
That's where you can get value bet. Like I did Vandy like that. I want to say last year I did
Mississippi State is a 3.5. I think Mississippi State's going to have a turnaround this year. I feel like the coach is going to have pressure on him now.
And this is when I say value. Look up Mississippi State's schedule, because typically they all play 4 non-conference games. And if they got some easy ones on there.
And some easy non-conference.
Right, that's where you're going to.
So they got Southern Miss, right?
Yeah.
They got Arizona State. Ooh, that'll be a tough one.
I don't know.
Be a tough one. Alcorn. Man, their first 4 games are all out of conference. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a lot of times teams that do that.
Wow, I don't know. I just feel like that feels strange. They got to play Texas.
I see them. Man, that 3.5, that means they got to win 4. I don't see it.
Well, so you're saying they're going to lose to Arizona State. They'll beat Southern Miss. They'll beat Alcorn State. They'll beat Northern Illinois.
I don't know if they'll beat. I'm
going to presume that those teams are going to be easy enough for them to beat.
Alcorn State is the only for sure win I see on there.
Southern Miss?
Remember, Mississippi State lost to Toledo last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, but right? I wonder what roster changes.
Whoa, and that's too much. I have no idea.
This is why you didn't want to talk about it, because there's too much roster changes going on.
Well, now, going back to that, yeah, typically they should have 3 wins there, right?
Added several players to address the needs at offensive line and tight end. 2 offensive linemen and a tight end.
Yeah, I mean,
a 4-star quarterback.
Yeah. So, I mean, could be, but there's so much movement.
They lost wide
now.
receivers too.
Yeah. Vanderbilt got one of the wide receivers. It's so hard to tell. That's why I say that 3.5, because that's tough. You would like to say it's Northern Illinois is a for sure win and Southern Miss, but that only puts you at 3 games.
How long is the Mississippi State coach? Is this his second year?
Second year, because remember, we thought if he don't do too good this year.
Because, I mean, he was really at the bottom. It wasn't even partially at the bottom. It wasn't a little at the bottom.
Yeah, no, they were bad.
He was the bottom. Mm-hmm. And it was a convincing bottom.
Yeah, they were 2-10 last year. So are they going to win double their wins this year, is what you're saying?
2-10.
Mm-hmm.
But
again,
that also changes. That also changes. Like, the threshold is so low.
Right? Yeah.
So low. Yeah. Like, you won no SEC games. None. Zero.
I'll tell you what, and we're gonna make this for people to follow.
So this is what I wanted, and maybe everybody say, hey, yeah, Jared, do it. I wanted to put the over-unders on there with a pick'em survey, just like we had done during football season, except I wanted to do team wins as the pick'em survey.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it anyway.
No.
I'm going to do it anyway, and then let everybody can pick
put it
theirs
out this week.
Just for those of you who are new to the show, during football season, we did a pick'em survey every week. Mm-hmm. And I love that. That was like one of my favorite things for the show.
Yeah, it was fun.
And we kept track of who was winning, who was doing well, who wasn't. We kept up with everybody's numbers, and that was a lot of fun. And so, I guess I'm kind of missing that. Like, this is my angst of not having college football.
Yeah, but you're not going to have any results. You can put the survey out, but we'll.
But what I'm saying is, everybody does the survey now. Maybe we do the survey again right before the season starts. Yeah. Right, based on whatever the new over-unders are.
I think so.
And then we keep it for like the end of the season. So, oh, look how everybody did. Anyway, but you're right. It doesn't really impact. It's not going to change anything.
It doesn't matter when you put it out. But what you have to do is know that whenever we do put it out,
Toledo beat the snot out of them, and Toledo is terrible.
I know it. That's what I'm saying.
Jeez. Shane says Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame last year.
That's what I was trying to tell you. You're looking for 4 wins. They've got to win those 3 and then pick off Arizona State or an SEC. Yeah. And I don't think they'll beat Arizona State.
Well, they almost did beat Arizona State. The Arizona State game was 23-30.
Yeah. That was last year.
But what I'm saying is they got the snot beat out of them by Toledo, and then they almost beat Arizona State. And if I remember correctly, Arizona State, didn't they make it to the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's in my mind, that's a you can't get your players back up for another game after you just got beat. You almost won against number 12.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't get your players to come back up in the game after.
That good. That's what that means. They're not that good. I'm trying to find, because I'm going to make us.
You lost to Arizona State, who went to the playoffs 23-30. I mean, I didn't watch that game. Maybe you can say that they're not that good. They beat Eastern Kentucky 56-7.
You're trying to convince me that Mississippi State's good?
I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying that they have potential is what I'm trying to say. And it's his first coaching year, right? So he's trying to get. I mean, was he a head coach? Was Jeff Lebby a head coach before?
No.
He's running backs coach, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator. This is his first time head coaching.
Yeah.
First season, period.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find, because I'm going to do this, and you're going to, if I lose,
There was something relevant about Jeff Lebby, too. Was he related to somebody else,
there was
big name in football?
I can't remember.
Is there a Lebby family connection there or something?
There was something we brought up when we were looking at it before.
Art Briles,
Where he was from. I can't remember.
Lebby's father-in-law.
I'm trying to find, and maybe I'll do it after the show. So I have the DraftKings betting app, and here's what we're going to do, and this is going to be something we'll keep up with. Because you're so sure, I'm going to put a $10 bet on Mississippi State to win over 4 games. If I lose, you owe me $10. Huh? That'll be fun, right? Because you're all of a sudden this big Bulldog fan.
I guess it does kind of sound that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's shameful.
But it's going to be fun to keep up with.
I mean, they were 0-8 in the conference.
I know. I don't want to make this bet. This is your $10 bet. If I win, I'll give you the winnings or what it pays out.
If he doesn't win one conference game, you really think he's going to be around the year after?
No, we talked about, this is what we said. If he doesn't do great this year, he's gone. I think. We talked about this, right?
I mean, how do you actually win 0 conference games? Did he even get close?
I don't know. Look at that. We only lost by 10 to Georgia. See, and so you were like, oh, we only lost by 7 to Arizona State. Well, they only lost to Georgia by 10.
Well, was Georgia on their third string at the end of the game?
That was in October.
They only lost to Texas A&M by 10. I don't know.
A loss is a loss. Whether you lose by 1 or 100, you lost, Jack.
All of them were by 10 or more.
Yeah, I just wish they were on Vandy's schedule, but they're not.
That would help Vandy out, huh?
Yeah.
Get a chance to beat them up.
I'm going to find it, but we're going to...
They're on Tennessee's schedule 2 years in a row. They sure are.
Yeah, so...
Man, that really helps Tennessee, doesn't it?
Every 2 years, the SEC schedule, it's going to stay the same and then change. So next year
it's a home and away series. Is that what it is? Yeah. So Tennessee's going to play at Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a home and away, home and away, home and away, and it's a different set of home and aways every time.
Yeah, that's right. So
they're going to play Tennessee, Texas A&M, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, Georgia, Missouri, and Ole Miss.
I don't think, unless they beat Arkansas, I don't see an SEC win on there.
Yeah, maybe you're right. And Arkansas is not bad.
So
this goes back to the strength of the SEC. Like, these are not.
You're only,
I'm not a fan of Drinky, but it's not like Missouri's bad either.
No, your only hope here is they win all 4 non-conference games. Southern Miss, Alcorn State, Northern Illinois, and Arizona State.
And as mentioned, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame.
And Arizona State is possible because they lost.
They lost their big time running back, didn't they?
Yeah. It's possible, but and I'm going to make this bet.
I don't know that I want to wager this bet now.
It's just $10.
Bad. $10.
And it'll be fun, and more than likely you'll never give me $10. Yeah. But it'll be fun to keep up with, because now you got to talk, and you don't want to put your money where your mouth is, or however that saying goes. Your mouth where the money is. I don't think you want to put your mouth where the money is.
And he was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma in 23. That was before Oklahoma joined the SEC, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did they do in 23?
I don't know. I'm not an Oklahoma fan. But I do.
I like turtles.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, he worked for Ole Miss too. Yep.
Yeah.
He worked for Lane Kiffin.
So yeah, that's but that's an early look. it is fun to take a look. But what we'll do, I think we should. I agree with
I'll
you.
put the survey out there.
Put a survey.
We
People
can put
can
another
start
survey
picking.
out when we get closer.
And then like mid-August, put one out.
I'd like to look at the schedule of games anyway, because I'd like to start
Yeah, and
thinking
we're
about
going to
it
start as we start
as
creeping
we get
toward.
closer.
Yeah, you're just in May. As we get closer, we're going to talk some more. Vandy, they got the ducks on the pond. Bases loaded.
Wow.
No outs.
Here we go. Home run time. Boom. Nope.
Oh,
Not
that's
that
a
one.
nice pitch though. So yeah, no, that's something to look forward to. Anybody that's watching, it gets more interaction like that during college football season. We have pick'ems, and as Jared said before, so
I really wanted to
A lot
do
of fun
more
stuff.
survey stuff during this. Maybe we'll do a survey for the NHL too.
we can do. Yeah, we'll figure. We can start implementing some kind of survey.
I just enjoy that. I think it really makes more fun interaction. I mean, we
Yeah.
get a lot of interaction with
Yeah.
chat. I love the fact that we're on the new chat platform and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, just so y'all know, like, it does cost us a little bit of money. We don't make any money on this, so
Right.
this is
That's
like a
right.
loser for us financially because we have to pay. We pay for a streaming service to make sure we can have
That's
a steady
right.
stream. We pay for extra internet service. So, tell your friends about it, right?
Yeah, that's why we say just share.
Because
it.
we're invested in this, we believe in this, we love this. This is fun for us, and we hope it's fun for you. And if it is,
Yeah.
tell your friends about it. So
That's right. Been a pretty good little show here. We knocked
Man,
out an
how long
hour,
we been on?
hour and 45 minutes.
jeez, I guess we're done then.
And we've had great, I want to say
A lot
thank
of
you to
interaction.
everybody.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We love having everybody on. It makes it more fun.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's been a fun show. We had, I don't know, it was good.
Good show.
Yeah,
Good show.
so thank you. Like, subscribe, share, Facebook, YouTube.
I'll
tell
try to
your
get that
friends.
survey out. We'll do
Yeah.
that right after the show. I'll put
Yeah,
that out. Right
that'll
after
be
the show.
fun.
That way everybody has something to chew on.
Have a good week. It's Memorial Day weekend, long weekend coming up.
For some people,
Yeah, we got SEC baseball going on. We'll probably talk a little bit. If Vandy wins tonight, it's going to be fun. They're up
Vandy
1-0,
scored 1-0.
So tomorrow's game, if it holds true, Vandy UT going to be chippy.
Gonna be chippy.
Watch so you can help talk about it with us next week.
Yep. Great show, Michael.
Yeah, I like
This
it.
has been a
Jerry.
production of Scott Social Media.
Take care.
It's not as much so more now because people transfer like they're changing their underwear. Right?
Transfer like they're changing their underwear.
Yeah.
How often do you change your underwear?
I change mine well, I guess some people don't. I change mine at least once a day.
Once a day.
And some people may not think that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know what the average daily underwear change is.
I guess it depends on what you ate the day before.
Awesome.
And then when they sit me up,
You just
roll over.
were you top heavy like your head was big too?
Like I couldn't crawl. I was so fat. Like I couldn't get down to the ground with the. So I just rolled around everywhere when I was a baby. Yeah, I like PBR versus Roller Rock. You pick Roller Rock, huh?
Yeah, so and some old men that mean a lot to me drank both of those. So that's a hard favorite either one.
You get in trouble.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Good question. I might have to go with PBR because that's what Papa had in his refrigerator.
Yeah.
Multi-shelf PBR.
Yeah. I think Rolling Rock tastes better if I had to choose. Game, you get 5 days after your bowl game or after your final playoff game to declare for the portal. So
There's a whole bunch of players on these teams that could be
Yes.
still.
Yes.
And that also refutes what Coach Franklin said about how his player had to get on the. Oh my gosh! He is so full of doo-doo. That's what they need to do. Make overtime points half points.
Watch him do that one.
Overtime now will be half points. Do you always know when it's an overtime game if they do half points?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, you wouldn't. They do 2 have points.
No, because if
It's not gonna work. How many Super Bowls did he win?
just one, just the one.
The double X.
Yep, Super Bowl 20 for you illiterate Roman numeral readers.
Like me.
Yeah.
Red flash.
I don't think you want to see a red flash. I might not.
Oh, they've got it like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Flash? Oh my gosh.
Dude, is that their mascot?
Dude, it's a monk.
He is.
Their mascot, Red Flash, is a monk.
Can we use that?
Got to be
That's
kidding
the
me.
Best.
This is the best mascot I think I've ever. Harry Pinkle kind of looks like Drinky.
Maybe it's his step brother.
You know who else looks like Drinky is Freezy.
Brother.
Freezy and Drinky.
I thought you were going to talk about it.
Okay, I didn't want to talk about Drinky.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
maybe I do have a crush on him. I just, it's like
I think you secretly, like if he walked through the door and was like, I'm going to take you on a date, you would leave me here going, I don't know how to run this stuff. You would run out.
my secret crush on Drinky.
Yeah. I think so.
Roosters can't lay eggs.
Oh, I know. But they're there, so, well, some hens don't need a rooster. That's what but some hens do need roosters.
Well, no, all hens will lay eggs, but to make another chicken, they have to have a rooster. So, similar to the way people make other people.